Now the cute moment, folks. Put your hands together, please, for Jaleese, Journey, and Noah. Folks, put a warm welcome together, please, for Jennifer and Josh Hayes. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen, for Tristan Penn and Cameron Collins. Put your hands together, please, for Trisha Pinto and Brian Culversh. They just got fancy. They just stepped it up, guys. I don't know if you're ready for that. All right, they're gonna get fancy too, folks. They just stepped. So put your hands together, please, for Nakia Penn and Ryan Powell. What is that? Look at this. Warm welcome, please, for Nicole and Ethan Pinto.
Look at Ethan and Nicole.
Oh, he just got fancy.
Oh, he just doesn't want to stop.
He doesn't have any Polish.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get out of your seats.
I don't know about that one.
And get ready to give a nice warm
Need your
welcome.
shoulder for steady.
Okay.
First time out in public as man and wife. Dr. and Mrs. Edward Penn.
I just need your shoulder for stability.
Huh?
No, just stay there.
I love that dress.
Line in our ears to the point where me and Nakia would be like, shut up, shut up. So I thought about all these movies that, permeate our lives as Penn kids. And I thought about so many. I thought about, oh gosh, I could talk about The Labyrinth, which, I have to get that out of the way. This is the best movie on the face of the planet. For any of you who have grown up in the 80s, were born in the 80s, in the early 90s, Labyrinth is the best movie in the Penn household. And so anyway, I couldn't think of anything, Labyrinth related, so, however, there are some other movies that really, resonate with us as Penn kids in our lives and in our childhoods. And I couldn't think of a better one than, this was before the Toy Story trilogy. This was kind of like the original Toy Story. And it was a movie called, that went by the name of The Brave Little Toaster. And it's kind of like this obscure movie that didn't really go and, it wasn't like in the theaters, it was just kind of one you rented at the store on a VHS. Whoa, what's a VHS? And we rented it, and there was this, the whole premise of the movie is these toys. They're trying to get back. They feel discarded by their master, the guy who owns them. The guy has gone off to college, and he's left his toys, or not. I shouldn't say toys. He's left a toaster, a vacuum cleaner, a blanket, a radio, and a lamp. And so they're just this whole movie. They're trying to get back. They go through these great lengths. They try and to find their master. They have this unwavering love that just drives them to see and to be with their master. No, he needs us. He needs to be with us. And so they go through great lengths and they make this little ramshackle thing to get them across. I don't know, to get into town. It's like a car battery and a seat and all sorts of stuff. And so anyway, the point of this is that they have this undying allegiance to their master. And there's this particular scene in the movie, and it's about midway through the movie, and it's just very dark. And they're about to go to bed, and the lamp and the toaster are talking, and the lamp's saying, "Hey toaster, what is going on? We were really, they have this travel mate, the blanket, who is just like this kind of annoying, clingy thing that doesn't really, do much." And so the toaster had all of a sudden started being nice to this blanket. And so the lamp says, "Hey toaster, what's going on between you and the blanket?" And the toaster's like, "I don't know, I just want to be nice now. I just want to, just start being nice." And the lamp's having trouble. He's having trouble grasping what it is that's making this toaster be nice. And the toaster is like, "I don't know how to describe it. It's like a warm, toasty feeling." And he goes, "Oh, it's just," and the lamp's, grasping, what on earth is this feeling that this toaster is talking about? And so then the lamp says, "Hey, I know what you're talking about." He knows that. He knew it. I was hoping that was not planned at all. That's how much he knows those lines. So anyway, the lamp goes, "Hey, I know what you're talking about." And so he recalls this story of how he goes, "One time I was sitting on the desk of the master and my lamp went out. My light went out. The very thing that I need, that's my existence. My bulb burst and I was no longer giving out any light. And I didn't know what to do. I thought, oh my God, this is it. I'm done, I'm through." And he says that, and then he goes, "Oh, and then the master came and he gave me a new bulb." And then we're sitting there talking, and the lamp goes, "And I just sat there and glowed." And I think that's something that on the very surface, that's one thing that, I want for my brother. I want it for Dee, I want it for Eddie, and I think our family wants it for Eddie and Dee as well. Just glow. That's the feeling. You can't put words to it. You can't put any, it's hard to describe. All of us know it, what love is, but it's so hard to describe because it's so, it's so personal to each and every one of us. Every one of us has a story about love, and that's my wish. And I on behalf of my family, that's our wish for you, is that you just glow. You recognize each other's glow in each other. And when there's times in your life where you're not going to be the brightest, both literally and figuratively, and that you honor each other's light inside, and just glow, because that's the one thing that you guys are going to have to do moving on. And so just, wrapping things up, I could not be happier. I'm so proud of my brother. He's everything that Nakia and I always strive to be. And he's just a great guy. So everyone raise their glass to Eddie and Dee, to their glow. I want them to glow. To you. I love you. Thanks so much. Who do I give this to? Hi.